All right, hey guys, this is Looking for a Sign. Welcome back to my channel. This is SJ. You guys are my ears and eyes. So we are doing the next 72 hours. The next sign up is Sagittarius. So I was on the phone with one of my homeboys and I literally was like, I know a lot of Sagittarius. Like, that's crazy. It's like one of those things where like you don't realize you know so many Sagittarius until like you get to count them up and you're like, yo, I know a lot of y'all. All right, so anyway, if you want to get a personal reading with me, what's going on? If you want to get a personal reading with me, the link is down in the description box. I am going to be posting more videos that will have extendeds. If you want to have access to those extendeds or any of the extendeds for the zodiac signs or the collective, you can join my Patreon account. So for $8.88 a month, you can have access to that. I'm also going to be doing certain readings that will only be for my Patreons. I guess that's the way you say it. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Oh yes, because somebody asked about this. If you want to donate to the channel, I have that down in the description box below too. All donations will be towards cards and, tarot cards and things like that, and just things that are going to help to expand the channel. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. So that the channel can continue to grow, so that I can continue to give you guys good content. All right, so let's do it. Ooh, too many, Spirit. What y'all got going on? Next 72 hours. So what y'all got going on for the next? This came out again. Okay, so. Ooh, that's two. Dang, y'all, this double card action y'all have going on. Oh, that was two. Listen, I just do what I'm told. Renewal on the bottom of the deck. All right, so listen, I'm liking this energy, okay? So the only thing I see here that I'm kind of like, okay, is self-worth, okay? I don't like the way... All right, is self-worth. Okay, so what I'm picking up here, there is something that has you guys not standing in your self-worth or not standing in your power, and it's an instinctive thing. Like, you're kind of not kind of standing in your power, or that you could stand in your power even more. I'm also picking up that instinctually that this is coming back up again because you struggle sometimes with self-worth. This is going to be for a certain group of Sagittariuses because this feels like it's in a certain area. So when I say a certain area, this could be your self-worth as far as your job, right? So maybe like in your job, that you're really good at your job, but you don't get the opportunities that someone else does for whatever reason. Or maybe you identify your self-worth based off your job, and because you're at that point in your growth, better than that. That you are not your job, right? You are more than your job. Your job is not your self-worth. You are not worthy of more or less than anybody else because of your job or your job title or what you do or don't do as far as work, right? But I feel like it keeps coming up and keeps coming up. Whatever area it's in, or maybe it could be in a relationship, but I'm really picking up work vibes here. But if it's in a relationship, that your self-worth is not measured by who wants to be with you or doesn't want to be with you, or like, oh, he or she is more attracted to these kind of girls or these type of dudes, and I don't have that, or I'm not that kind of person, whatever the case may be. Instinctually, that this keeps coming up, this theme, because you need to work on it. I see within the next 72 hours, because at the bottom of the deck, we have renewal. So renewal, I see this meaning that you are going to bring about a renewal of self, really figuring out that you're so much more than that. You wake up worthy of love. You wake up worthy of, all these beautiful things simply because you were born worthy, right? You don't have to beg for somebody to see your worth, okay? With that being said, I feel like there is somebody around you, or it could be a department, a supervisor, whoever, they don't see your worth, and you're getting impatient. You're getting impatient. You feel like your worth is not being valued. Or your worth is being valued by the wrong things, okay? So let's just say that you are a supervisor at a job, right? But Okay, you're a supervisor at a job and you always make sure that when people have overtime that you bring pizza. And they're like, oh, you're a good supervisor because you always have pizza. But you're like, in reality, I'm a good supervisor because I make sure that you guys are always taken care of. I make sure that, your vacation days are always signed off on. When you have to leave early for your kids or whatever, I make sure that stuff is signed off on and shifts are covered. Even if I have to take the shift, that's why I'm a good supervisor. I'm not a good supervisor because I make sure y'all have pizza for overtime. Do you see what I'm saying? There's an impatience because somebody does not, it doesn't feel like one person. It feels like a group of people. You do a lot of stuff and you're kind of getting impatient with the complacency of people around you not seeing your worth and not walking in that, not appreciating that, right? And there's also this complacency because you know that you're part of the problem. You know that this is a lesson that keeps coming up because you're complacent. You allow people to see your worth for the things that it is not, and you're just in that complacent part because you don't want to argue, or because maybe at the time everybody's like, oh, the supervisor gets us pizza, and you're like, it feels good because everybody's like, oh, this is the dopest supervisor ever. But low key, you're like, I'm so much more than that. Workaholic kind of goes without saying, but here I really feel like this is for two groups. For one group, you're a workaholic at a job that I feel like is being used to validate your worth. So this could be a job you make a lot of money at. This could be a job that gets a lot of recognition. This could be a job that has you in the public eye. This could be a job that a lot of people say, oh, you're so creative at, or, this, that, and the third. And that's the reason why you work so hard at your job, because of what it gives you. And everybody ranting and raving because of that is the reason why, it makes you feel good or whatever. But you know that you're more than that. You know that you're more than that. The other group, and with that, okay, so before I move on to the other group, with that, I feel like you would much rather be working on your passion. Okay, so I feel like you're a workaholic, but you'd rather be working on this thing that you're passionate about. There's either like a side job or a talent or something that you're really good at that you'd much rather be putting your all into. And it's like, honestly, if anybody is going to measure my worth, I'd rather they measure it by my talent or by my passion versus what I'm a workaholic at. Because when I see this workaholic card, I really get the vibes of like breaking your back. Like it's something that you're good at, but it's not something that you really like doing. Like it's exhausting. Like, let's just say, in the example that I use, like with the whole like supervisor thing, it's like, I break my back for you guys and make sure that you guys have pizza and everything, but I don't even eat pizza. I'm vegan. You know what I mean? Like, it's something like that. Like, it's like, I'm a workaholic and I'm good at this job, but it's not my passion and I don't even like it. I just like the recognition that I get from it. Yeah, it fuels my ego and it helps, makes me feel like my self-worth is worth something. But then when I think about it, instinctually, I know that I'm more than what these people measure my self-worth in. But I've gotten complacent and I allow these people to measure my self-worth in that. And I'm impatient because I don't want to have to do it. I want them to the light bulb to go off and for them to just figure out I'm more than that, okay? This could not just be a job. This could also be in a relationship, right? So let's just say that you're in a relationship and you're like, listen, in this relationship, I do so many amazing things. I work my butt off in this relationship. Like, let's say that you have a spouse that travels and do all of these things, or a spouse that's not really present. And you're like, listen, you are like doing all these things. Maybe you're going through some things at work. Maybe you're, dealing with stuff with your family drama. And I am very much present for you right now. Okay. I'm very much present for you. And I am struggling because I want you to see me as a good partner. I want you to see me as like someone who's solid and who's loyal. And I'm so grateful that I have this kind of person. But they don't see that. They don't see that. Like, do you see how this wolf is just like looking off in the distance, but their higher self, it's like two faces. It's like they're choosing. You see this face is looking that way, but it's like their higher self sees it, but who cares, right? But it's like, this face here, they know, but they're not ever going to acknowledge it because they're an ego. And here on the 3D, they're not even looking in that direction. They don't even care. You instinctively know that your self-worth, you're so much more, right? Or maybe your spouse brags about you because of how much what you do for work. So maybe what you do for work, you make good money, okay? You make good money, you own your own business, you do all this, but you're like, yo, I'm so much more than that. And it really upsets me. And I'm getting impatient that you don't see me as more than that. It's aggravating because you should know me better than that. But the fact is, you've gotten complacent. And for so long, you've allowed them to see you that way because, at any stage, it feels good to be praised in that form, right? Because that's the two groups I see. I see the relationship group and then I see the work group, right? So somebody's in a job that they are not really happy with and they feel like their worth at that job is not being valued. And then there's this other job where it's like, or there's this other situation where they don't feel like they're being valued in that relationship, right? And even in the situation with the relationship, I hate to say this, but I'm being completely honest because you remember the Destiny card here came out. For the relationship group of the Sagittarius, as I'm talking about, it sucks because your self-worth is not even being valued in this connection or in this relationship. And you have to take ownership for your part, right? They don't see your worth and you didn't leave once you realized they didn't see it. You stayed, right? So you became complacent. But you're passionate about somebody else. You're passionate about somebody else, or there's somebody else that you want to be passionate about. And instinctually, you know that your destiny is somewhere else. It's not even in this connection. It's not even in this connection. I'm also picking up for a group of Sagittarius. This is like an on and off connection. It's like an on and off connection. And you know you're not even supposed to, you shouldn't have gone back to this connection, but you did. You did. And you went back out of complacency, being complacent, because you like to go back to what you know. Go back to, what feels comfortable, what you feel like you can control. But it feels like too much work. No relationship should feel like you're becoming a workaholic. Yes, all relationships are work, but it should not feel like you are pulling overtime in your relationship for years and years at a time. Yes, it's going to be moments where your relationship is going to be tough and you guys are going to have to work, but it feels like you are the only person on staff and you are working and working and this person don't care and the passion's gone. The passion is gone and your destiny lies elsewhere. And I feel like in the next 72 hours, that realization is going to come. It happens. We all learn lessons at one point or another. We all go through this, but I feel like instinctually, once you learn this lesson, you will stop being put in these type of situations. All right. So that's all I have for you guys, Sagittarius. I will see you guys in the next one.